is I just need to address the allegations that Tilterella has made in his recent videos. So I really need to shed some light on the situation and give my side of the story. She's saying that I'm inting and griefing. Let's break it down. Now, the same way that I would define your strategy as off meta, I'd define this strategy with Yuumi as off meta as well. So again, do I think my Yuumi strategy is very good? After this game, fuck no, I wouldn't do it again. Very, very poor strategy, but off meta nonetheless.
Thank God we have the pro coach from Direwolves to let us know that Smite Flash ADC Yuumi isn't any good. You hear that, guys? Don't play Smite Flash Yuumi ADC. It is now confirmed not good. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so I know that this game is quite old. It's before preseason. I wanted to release it slightly later just because I wanted all this to blow over so we can look back and have a laugh at it. This game was recorded after I got unbanned from the Smite Yuumi game. If you haven't seen that whole video saga, I'll link it on the side. And it's the first time we got him again since then. This is a prime example of why you need to invade either blue or red side at level 1 to try and get vision. You can see that we didn't invade and I wasn't able to get those wards down, which means I'm kind of just going in blind. It immediately backfires. Worst case scenario, pretty much. They were waiting for me to come in. They end up getting a free kill, absolutely free. But I think that's just what's so funny about this playstyle. It's like, yeah, you got me and you've slowed my tactic down, but now I'm just gonna go to your blue side and contest you there, and you're not gonna have your ADC and support to help you out. The only difference that I decide to do this time, instead of rushing straight over to the blue buff to try and steal it, I know that I'm behind, and it's also super likely, because he clearly knows that I'm trying to cheese him, it's very likely Kha'Zix is going to take his red and immediately rush over to the blue. So I decided to go for the Gromp because it's easy to kill, plus it's going to give me level 2 so that I can contest that Kha'Zix from taking the blue. In this situation, our jungler Viego actually rotates over to help us, and we're able to completely bait out the Kha'Zix. He thinks he has us because he should technically win this 1v1 with the red, but obviously he ain't gonna win a 2v1 and he gets shut down. And this is like the ultimate worst case scenario for any jungler. Dying so early in the game, giving up all his buffs, and he didn't even secure his blue yet. He knows that we're going to clear everything. And in his brain, he's just thinking like, what the hell am I going to do now, right? It's the ultimate tilter. Now my goal is to anticipate every move Kha's going to make and track him around the map. I immediately head straight over to the enemy's scuttle and we bump into him, but he forfeits it. He just knows that he's not going to be able to 1v1 me anymore without that red, which sets him even further behind. But to be honest, if he did contest it, I was just going to intentionally stall and make sure he doesn't get it. That would be my goal. I go to check the rates, they're down, which means the only camp he has up is the Krugs. I know exactly where he is, that's why I use the sweeper and reveal him. This is information that the Swain should be taking in, and he should be playing according, because let's think, everything on the map is dead. Literally every camp is dead, including the scuttle. The only option he has is to gank bot lane, and you're overextended. I ping you, you ignore it, that's your choice, you get punished for it. There is no blaming, there's no explanation about you needing to shove the wave in.
So I react with a smiley face because that's me legit just coping. I'm just smiling because I'm like, it's okay, we got this, it's fine.
The correct play is to give it up and move on, because you're denying Kha'Zix gold, you're wasting his time. It's the same logic at the Scuttle Crab. As long as you're not giving them gold, they're not getting ahead. Doesn't matter about if you're falling behind. Your team's getting ahead. You need to bite the bullet and not die here.
I just want to get my wave under the turret so I can actually like get a reset off. But I can't. I'm 1v3 Kha'Zix's bot, so I can either AFK, which is a lot more punishable than doing what I'm currently doing, which is doing my best to play weak side 1v2/1v3. I just need to crash my wave and I die because of it. Like, it is what it is. It's part of League of Legends.
This is something you're going to notice a lot when you start playing this strategy. You'll start seeing junglers take desperate moves. They feel like they're so far behind that they have no choice but to make the risky play, and it almost always backfires. It's probably potentially because they have no camps. There's nothing for them to do, so they just take a shitty gank. I guess it's similar to what the Swain is saying, where like the only option is to either AFK or int. Because we're sharing experience with another jungler, any opportunity I get to take experience where it doesn't hinder a team member. So in this situation, I can push this wave and let it reset without actually impacting Tristana's lane. I always go for it because the most valuable asset as Smite Teleport Sion Support is actually experience. The key to success in early game is definitely your experience / levels. It's imperative that you don't fall behind. Gold, yes, is important, but experience in particular. By the way, if there's any top mains watching this, how ridiculous is that response by the coach? Like, I guarantee you've been in a situation where you're frozen out, the enemy jungler is hovering, and you don't just walk up and intentionally feed, right? That's not what you do. It just makes literally no sense. Believe it or not, there is other options besides intentionally feeding and going AFK. This is a prime example of what I was mentioning before, where the jungler is so fed up that they end up making a mistake, a very stupid mistake, because we can easily track him, and once he's over the line, under-leveled, I mean, he's handing over free gold. I think if he was in his right state of mind, he wouldn't have gone for this. He gets killed, and then to make it even worse, we take his whole red side to follow it up. I don't think you comprehend how frustrating this is. Like, the strongest aspect of this strategy is purely how tilting it is. You're about to witness my second error of the game. I'm still new to Smite Teleport Sion, relatively speaking. Like, I've got a lot of experience under my belt, but there are certain situations that I've not encountered yet and I need to learn from, and this is one of them. I think the correct play would have been to take the Raptors and then go and sit by the red rather than trying to take it, because it's pretty obvious he can't go blue and his next objective is going to be taking his red. So in hindsight, I should have gone and just waited for him to start the red and then use that to kill him. Should still be fast inting by refusing.
So I'm a bit confused how you can say it should be classed as inting because I'm refusing to play ADC, when what I'm doing is an off-meta strategy the same way that you're doing it. So if I'm classed as inting for not playing ADC, should you not also be classed as inting for not playing support properly? Or when I say properly, I mean the meta way, because they're both just off-meta ways to play the game. Are they good? That's another discussion. I can't confirm. Yuumi, Smite, Flash, not a good strategy though. Can't confirm it.
Once we enter mid-game, the playstyle pretty much turns into standard Sion. Obviously, you're slightly behind gold where you would be if you were in the top lane, but it's mostly the same, so you should be able to facilitate as much plays as you normally would, with the main objective being to land some form of CC. Because we're running Glacial, as soon as any CC lands, it should be a kill secure for your team. And honestly, I don't think I should have to explain this to anyone above gold, the difference between an off-meta build that you have thoroughly practiced versus first timing something and claiming it's off meta. So as you can see, like, I am in the support position, but I'm not playing stock standard support. I don't sit in the bot lane, I roam around the map, but you'll always notice if there's ever an opportunity to get someone on my team gold, I will. If I go into a tower, I will always tank it and die to make sure my team is getting the gold. If my jungler comes close to me, I will happily leash every camp possible. This is literally what I do because I'm a support. I'm a support jungle, I'm not the primary one. I take the very minimal amount of gold, only gold that wouldn't be accessible to my team members. And that is the difference. I may not be playing support in a similar fashion to most people, but I still am supporting my team, and that is shown throughout everything I do. Whereas if you pick Smite Yuumi ADC, your goal is to be a carry. How can you justify Yuumi with Flash and Smite and say that you have the potential to carry the game? It's just not comparable. You should know this. You should know better. A big question is going to be, does this still work in the preseason? And the answer to that is yes, it does still work. There are a lot of changes that happen. Some of them do not benefit us at all, but then again, on the flip side, there are others that do make us a lot stronger. So it's some give, some take. The main win condition is still there, and that's just not going to change, which means yes, it still works just fine. The ending of the game is pretty stock standard, nothing special, but the moral of the story is just because someone's doing something off meta doesn't mean you shouldn't try, because clearly it can still work. You can still win ELO. I mean, anything is possible. It's solo queue.
This isn't even me saying I'm picking Yuumi ADC because I think it's good here. That's Ubisoft saying Yuumi ADC, perfect here, take Smite at Yuumi. Like, that's not even me saying to do it. Ubisoft said it, and then I was like, you know what? We have an Evelynn. Yuumi Evelynn, very, very strong combo. I'll take Smite as a way to potentially help him clear his camps faster so he can like full clear and get his items faster, etc. I have Flash. I'm not going to lie. I forgot to change. That's just my mistake. Happens. But this isn't even me inting. This is me trying an off-meta strategy that didn't work very well, and I never played ever again because I analyzed, realized it was shit, never tried it again. And that's the normal train of thought. You try something, It doesn't work out, you change.
Y'all ain't on this level, bitches, Tilterella.